Unpregnant is the brand new HBO Max original film starring Haley Richardson, Barbie Ferrara, Breckenmeyer, and Giancarlo Esposito. And this is a story about this Missouri teenager played by Haley Richardson. She turns out that she is pregnant. And because in Missouri there are no laws where you can go in by yourself and get an abortion, she needs to travel all the way to Albuquerque with her ex-best friend, played by Barbie Ferrara, as they go to Albuquerque to get her an abortion. My name is Max Zinnerberg. Welcome back to a brand new review. If you're new to Max Talk Movies, the best way to support this channel is to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, and share this video. Comment down below before I start my actual review. This is a non-spoiler review, by the way. Let me know in the comment section, non-spoiler fashion, what are your thoughts of this film? Did you watch the trailer beforehand? Are you very familiar with Haley Richardson and Barbie Ferrara? And if you haven't seen this movie, tell me, are you going to check this one out this weekend if you have HBO Max? And also the best way to support this channel, once again, is to subscribe, ring that bell for notifications on more upcoming videos. Stay tuned at the end of the video for some more video announcements in the coming days. So I had no expectations heading into this film. HBO Max just released their first original film last month, called An American Pickle, which I feel I really, really did enjoy. Not the best film, but a really solid film for them to start out with. So now another one dropping on HBO Max, and it stars two leads that I'm pretty familiar with. Haley Richardson, not as much as Barbie Ferrara. Haley Richardson I saw in Split, very supporting role in Split. One of the three girls who James McAvoy kidnapped in that movie. I thought she was good, nothing special in that movie. I did see her as well in Edge of 17, thought she was really solid in that. And I did not see 5 Feet Apart last year. So I can't really tell her, this is kind of the first leading role for her. Barbie Ferrara, on the other hand, I saw her in a very featured role in my favorite show last year, Euphoria, which was on HBO. And she's easily one of the reasons why that show really comes together. She isn't one of my favorite characters in the show, but her character and her performance are really good in the show. So this is kind of her first lead role in a movie / show. She really isn't the focus of Euphoria. She's kind of the back burner of all the major storylines, but she still is kind of in the show. And I was kind of nervous. Again, teenage dramedies don't always click with me, even though a couple of them have clicked this year, really on Netflix with, All Together Now. Or not all together, but a couple movies have clicked with me on Netflix. So I was excited to see if HBO Max could join the party as well. The movie I was looking for, yes, was called All Together and half of it. So two movies that really dealt with serious topics for teenagers. And this movie does as well, but in a very different way. Again, this is a non-spoiler review. So I really did enjoy this movie. I think these two leads are really fantastic in this movie. And the only reason, and you're either going to like this movie or you're not going to like this movie, really based on the friendship between Richardson and Ferrara, because they make this movie work. They have a really great chemistry. As I said earlier, they begin the film, Haley Richardson is pregnant and she needs someone to take her, but she's very risky because she doesn't want to take her ex-best friend who they haven't talked in 4 years. And you can really buy that they were best friends a long time ago, and there was a breakup. There was a split. And you can feel that in the movie. And that's done very, very, very well. And again, I think this movie does really handle its topic when it needs to, very seriously. And it's a very educational movie for someone like me, a guy who will never experience anything like Lou Richardson's character is going through. And guys, as a male, we'll never even think about going through something like this. And the fact that a lot of people in this country are against women for having an abortion, telling women how to use their bodies. And this movie has a great educational thing for that, because you're learning about Haley Richardson basically being pregnant, senior in high school. She wants to go to Brown, leaving her boyfriend here in Missouri. So there's so much going on for her in this character, and you're thinking, I can't relate to that as a guy, but I'm just learning so much as I go. Barbie Ferrara has a complete different storyline going on. She has her dad left her when she was very young, and that's kind of made her an outcast, and she likes women. So there's a lot going on in both of these things that teenagers really do go through, especially women that doesn't really get shown in film that much often. Really, Euphoria, which Barbie Farrar was a big part of, kind of really dealt with that kind of head deep. I love that show last year. Very relatable show, not just for women, but also for guys as well. And this movie also deals with that this movie really deals with it in a dramedy way. This movie is really funny. I was laughing a lot throughout this movie. Sometimes they're singing a song and I hysterically laugh. Giancarlo Esposito, his character really made me laugh in this movie as well. And this also movie, as I said, takes itself very seriously. The fact that she couldn't even just walk into a place without a parent and having to do the abortion by herself, and she had to travel all this way just to do that procedure. So there was just a lot that she had to do, and this is what the movie is. As I said, the movie for me is really, really funny when it needs to be funny. I do have a few complaints with the movie as a whole. Other than these two, the two performances are really fantastic, but I do have some issues with the film. Mostly, we kind of get shoved right into the story kind of right away. Now, some people like that when you click on the movie and they just jump you right into the story. But now, for me, it kind of felt everything was kind of happening at once. It feels like this movie had a limited screen time or run time. So I just wanted to throw you right into this road trip kind of right away. And I thought this movie needed a little bit more time to breathe in the first act. The first scene literally tells you what this movie is basically going to be about and what happens with Haley Richardson's character. I was like, whoa, we're just going to go right into this now. So the movie keeps you alert throughout the movie. It's a very fast-paced movie. And for me, at times in the first act, it feels very rushed. A lot is going on at one time. Sometimes things are going on that doesn't really make a lot of sense, but it just happens because we need to get to this road trip. And for me, that was a bit of a disappointment in the opening act of this movie. But the biggest issue with the movie is that there's just one subplot in the second act heading into that third act. It's like a big 20 minute subplot that goes on with these two characters. I'm not going to tell you any spoilers of what happened, but they meet this family and then stuff starts to hit the pan. So for me, that subplot kind of felt cartoonish and kind of not what the movie was really going for throughout the movie. Again, it felt like a very real movie that could really happen. And then they added this big subplot that feels like they just needed to force in a 20-minute fun adventure. And it just really pulled me out of the movie. The only time in this 1 hour, 43-minute runtime that it really pulled me out of the movie. There was a huge subplot that they, I guess, needed to happen, and it just didn't work for me. It was, I guess, funny because you knew what was going to happen. Once you see these characters pop on screen for the first time, you know what they actually are doing. You know right away what the subplot is. And that also pulled me out of the movie, just the predictability of it and how cartoonish it was. I felt like that's not what the movie was going for, in my opinion. So that really pulled me out of the movie. But then once that ended, boy, does that last act really work for me. Easily the strongest of the entire movie. And it's really, as I said, educational. They're explaining to you what the process of abortion even is and what a woman has to go through to do that. It's truly an educational movie, not just for adults, but really as I'm also a good demographic, teenagers really as well, high schoolers. These are two high schoolers in the movie. So it's really appealing to a lot of different people, not kids, but really it's a really good educational movie in general and a really, really good movie. I was really shocked about this movie. It did really rock me. It really hit me well in the dramatic parts where it needed to, and it did make me laugh on multiple occasions. There were, again, sometimes the movie felt very rushed. There was a huge subplot that I didn't like. This movie moved so fast-paced with two breakthrough lead performances by Haley Richardson and Barbie Farrar that should not go underlooked. It should not be overlooked in this 2020 year. This movie is, again, if you're against abortion, I'm not here to talk politics with you. This movie is going to be a big FU to you if you are against abortion. So that's what this movie is about. But I'm a person who does believe that, again, women should not be told how to use their body, and that's what this movie is breaking down. So if you're into that type of movie, I really do highly recommend Unpregnant. In my opinion, one of the best movies of 2020 so far. I'm going to give Unpregnant a 4 out of 5 stars, a 78%. a really good movie. I think this is actually better than HBO Max's first original movie, An American Pickle. So they keep improving. A really good couple of weeks in film for streaming services. I've really enjoyed the last couple of weeks of movies. As I said at the end of the video, I will be giving you an announcement. And my announcement is tonight, because of how busy I am with college today, I cannot watch another movie this afternoon. So tonight, I'll be watching The Babysitter sequel for Netflix, and I'll be reviewing that movie tomorrow morning. I'm on the West Coast, so tomorrow morning, so Friday morning to afternoon, depending on where you are, that review should be up for The Babysitter 2 tomorrow. And then Saturday, I just finalized, me and Joe Baldwin, we are back. If you're new to the channel, we do live streams every Saturday from 11 a.m. to noon Pacific time, ranking a franchise. And this week, we'll be ranking the X-Men franchise. So please join us then 11 a.m. to 12 to noon live. Ring that bell for notifications so you know when we are going live. Once again, guys, if you're new to this channel, if you want to click a couple of my playlists, coming up right next to my head are my HBO Max streaming platform review, my review for Love Life, the first HBO Max original series, and then my review for An American Pickle. And also, by the way, I am just starting to watch Raised by Wolves, which is the new HBO Max series. I'll be watching that. One episode in, I'll be doing a review for that as well. And then this Monday, I'll be doing my spoiler review of episode 5 of Lovecraft Country. Busy weekend here at Max Talk Movies, so please subscribe, like, share, do all those fun things, and we'll see you next time.